What's up, beautiful people? It's Sindafam. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be checking this video from 𝑗𝑜𝑖𝑛, and it's titled Piers Morgan presses Ben Shapiro on Daily Wire firing Candace Owens. Okay, I'm excited to check this one out here. What the Sindafam have got to say. Let's check it out.
One of the consequences of this war has been a lot of very high passions on both sides, a lot of angry disagreements. You and your company have been at the centre of a very high-profile one at the moment with Candace Owens, who's now left Daily Wire. Was she fired, or did she leave of her own volition?
So it continues. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. Get the merch link in the description section. Like and subscribe to the channel. You'll see the discount right here for the shirt. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notification anytime I go live and make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. Let's talk about this Candace Owens Daily Wire thing, because I think it has. I think it's going to go away. Can I say that? It's going to go away at some point. But for right now, there's still controversy because Daily Wire has not, in my opinion, and I love them. I like a lot of things that Ben says. I disagree with him on certain things. I like everybody on Daily Wire except Matt Walsh. I don't really like Matt Walsh that much. Me and him got into it over Uvalde. I thought he was an absolute nut when it came to Uvalde, and I messaged him in the inbox, and he still act like a little girl. So that's why I don't really like him that much. But however, Candace is my friend, and Candace loves him. Anyway, we don't have to like each other. But at the end of the day, I think Daily Wire has not really given a clear enough explanation, an articulable explanation of why they let Candace go. So therefore, people are pressed to speculate. And when there's speculation, I think people get the raw end of the deal. I said this in one of my other videos. It's like when your parents get divorced. At some point, mama and them got to tell you why they got divorced, why daddy ain't coming home no more. Hey, where my daddy at? Mama can't just be like, oh, no, son, we'll, some vague, did my daddy say something? What happened? It's the same thing with Candace. If you've been subscribing to Daily Wire, which I have, I think I deserve to know because I subscribe to Daily Wire because of Candace Owens. And she's no longer there. Should I unsubscribe? Are you guys going to give me a good explanation of why you let her go? Yeah, the rumors are out there, but we don't really know. So anyway, Ben Shapiro goes on to Piers Morgan's show, which Piers Morgan is becoming one of my favorite people because I feel like he's actually got some common sense. I thought he was a leftist at first, but now it seems like he's more, witted than most conservative people on television. But anyway, he talks to Ben Shapiro, and I want you to hear what was said. Roll the clip.
One of the consequences of this war has been a lot of very high passions on both sides, a lot of angry disagreements. You and your company have been at the centre of a very high-profile one at the moment with Candace Owens, who's now left Daily Wire. Was she fired, or did she leave of her own volition?
I'm not going to speak to this topic, Piers.
At all.
Now, let me say something real quick. I don't know why Ben Shapiro is not going to speak to the topic. I understand if there's a legal reason, then just say legally I cannot speak to because I know that he had to talk to Jeremy Boring about, hey, you're getting ready to fire, and there's going to be a social media firestorm if you let Candace Owens go. They had to have had a conversation about this. Ben Shapiro co-founded this entire conglomerate organization. I'm sure Jeremy just don't make a decision, and Ben is like, all right, I didn't see it coming. I'm guaranteed they have to have a conversation about this. Exactly. So why would Ben not want to talk about it? To me, if I fire somebody, and I know I'm in a slightly different position, right? But if I fire somebody, man, I know why I fired you, and I had a good reason. And I will say, for the benefit of the other party, I don't want to speak on this. I don't want to damage their reputation. We signed a document that we won't talk about it. Something, just come out and say something. But I'm not going to talk about it. This subject is crazy to me, in my opinion.
At all.
You can't give me any insight into why she departed?
No hints, no nothing. I'm not going to speak to this.
Can I ask why?
I mean, you can ask.
No, I'm not. Can I ask why you don't want to say anything?
Well, it's pretty obvious. Him not saying nothing is a lot heavier and deeper than him saying something, because there's something that he's not saying, and lots of people actually heard it, what he's not saying. So I don't think there is any more or anything that's needed to be added to it, because I mean, he is already there, what he's not saying. And yeah, the officer is right. There might be backstory or a back discussion prior to Candace leaving or being fired, and so I don't think it is just one person's decision about this. I mean, I've worked in a 9 to 5. I worked in HR, and I know how this works. And we know that sometimes lots of people sign NDA or legal documents, so some things cannot be said outside of the room, or outside of the environment, or outside of their agreement or legal document and all. But again, saying you're not gonna say nothing about it says a lot. He's not saying. That's one.
Can I ask why you don't want to say anything?
Again, you can ask.
I don't know. Like, Ben Shapiro is very smart. I think his social skills are not as grand as others. So maybe he's not trying to be jerkish and come across that way, but it kind of is coming across that way. Maybe he's just being firm and trying to make a declarative statement so he didn't get caught up in a lawsuit, but it's just coming across kind of weird. I think these answers could be easy to answer and say, hey, look, I don't, Piers, you know how these things work. I don't want to get into this. There's a legal situation that could be afoot, and, I don't want to say nothing to get me in trouble. I will talk about this when it's appropriate at some juncture or whatever. And can I ask you why? Well, I can't talk about it because of legal reasons or something. Because it just seemed like what happens is the firing of Candace is so confusing, and then Ben don't want to talk about it. People don't know that Ben can't fire Candace. They think he can. So when they see him do this and they think he can fire Candace, then now it's weird, right?
I'm only curious because I know what a staunch defender of free speech you are, and it would surprise me if it had been someone's opinions that would make you want to part company with them, however contentious.
I mean, suffice it to say, the only thing I will say is what I've said all along with regard to
he's finished talking that you made him mad now.
Candace, or with regard to any of our other hosts. I am not in hiring and firing position with the Daily Wire. I'm a co-founder of the Daily Wire. I'm a co-owner of the Daily Wire. I'm not actually in management. Jeremy Boring and Caleb Robinson are in management positions with regard to Candace or anyone else. And as far as the free speech situation, what I will say is that no company has the obligation to literally pay anyone. The Daily Wire is a publisher. It is not a platform. I've never called for Candace or anyone else for that matter to be banned from YouTube, to be banned from X, to be banned from any platform. That's a different story, obviously, when it comes to any publisher. Any publisher gets to make decisions about what it wishes to purvey and not.
Y'all see that? This is, out of all that he said, he just revealed what their defense was for letting Candace go. Legally, they are not obligated to allow you to express your First Amendment right to say what you want to say. So it's clearly that something that she said, they did not want to purvey on the Daily Wire, so they got rid of her because of something she said. That's exactly what it is. I mean, he pretty much revealed it. And Ben Shapiro is probably one of the smartest people in America. I think he was a lawyer or something like that. So he know what they know the legal jargon. They know how legally to protect themselves. And that's exactly what he's expressing there, is that he's saying they're using the argument that we are not like a social platform, and no company has the obligation to keep a person on that says things that goes against what they believe.
I mean, I'm just not going to labour this, but one more point I would make is it's been reported extensively that the reason for her departure was because her comments had been perceived by people at the Daily Wire as anti-Semitic.
Again, I'm not going to comment on this, Piers.
Okay.
So, two things. I always like to be very balanced and impartial. I've been on interviews. Sometimes when you go on shows, not Piers Morgan, because I was on Piers Morgan and there was no talking points or anything. But when you go on Fox News, they want talking points from you. They want to know what you're saying. Now, a lot of times I found out that they create their shows based on your talking points. That's what people told me, is because I was like, why do you need my talking points? Like, you're the one talking, you invited me on. You should be asking me questions. Maybe I need to know what you want to ask me. Instead, they pitch it. I heard that they pitch it to a bunch of people, and whoever returned the best talking points is the one that they go with because it's good for the show. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. Somebody told me that. I don't know firsthand. But on a big show like that, you have to provide your talking points. And they give you topics that they may talk about, and you provide talking points to those topics. So you may tell a person, I can't talk about this. And then they get you on the show, and then they talk about it anyway, and then they put you in a weird position where you're like, bro, we just talk about this. I can't talk about this. I told you off air that I can't talk about this. And you're asking me anyway in a roundabout way. And that could be why Ben comes across a little snarky with it, because maybe they had this conversation before. The legal team maybe already reached out, or he gave them a disclaimer or something. But at the end of the day, I think it's still ambiguous what the real deal is. Because if you are going to make such a prominent decision to fire somebody as big and notable as Candace Owens, I think there should be a preparation for a press conference or something to let the people know that subscribe to your channel. Now, here's the alternative. Some companies believe that if you don't say nothing, it'll go away. True. Some companies believe that. Maybe it's true. If you don't do a press conference, most people are not even, a lot of people still don't even know Candace left Daily Wire. And you definitely probably don't want your people to know she left Daily Wire, because then they'll unsubscribe. So if you just don't say nothing, let the people say stuff. Candace hadn't said anything, has she? I haven't seen a video from Candace. Now, I talked to Candace, but Candace hadn't said anything publicly. And so if nobody says anything, people are going to forget. Some terrorist attack happened or something like that. People forget. And then they on to something else. Just like with Steven Crowder. It was insane what happened with Steven Crowder in the Daily Wire, which I think Steven Crowder was 100% wrong. Nobody even know what happened. Anyway, I'll see y'all in the next one. Comment in the comment section. I'm out.
Absolutely true. They know what they're doing. They know what to say. And Ben saying he doesn't want to comment on that, don't want to say nothing, is enough reason for you to know what is going on or what is happening. I mean, I worked in HR. We know what happens or what goes on behind the scene, because there are some things that happens, especially with HR letting people go or management letting people go. And sometimes there are some people that want to be the bad guy, or sometimes there are some people that would be the ones to break the sad news or would do the letting go. And these people are the people in the forefront that people would see as the bad guy. But the actual people that are pushing or saying this, you're not gonna know who those people are. You only know the bad guy by the person presenting the papers or presenting the information of letting you go from the office, and that is just it. I mean, sometimes some people will just be curious and ask, and sometimes it might not be provided based on legal terms or legal documents or legal bindings or NDA signed. So we know these things, we know how all of this works, but he's pretty much confirmed and said lot more things that people have been asking. And of course, I don't think they would want to speak on this matter. Maybe sometime or in the future they might, but I don't think they want to speak on this matter as to the reason why she was let go. Nor would Candace Owens want to speak on this as to the reason why she was let go, because of course you don't want to break the contract or the agreement that was signed, if there was any that was signed, or you don't want anything that would damage your image or what you've got going for in the future or in your career. This is a lot deeper than what meets the eye, but he's already said it, so lots of people already would connect the dots to know what is happening, because he's smart. He knows how to put all of these words together, and we know, we heard it. I mean, lots of people with common sense, or lots of people who know how this works, already connect the dots to it, to understand what goes on. And Geoff Statitom also shared some interesting points about this, and people already say it might not be exactly how it would be, but I mean, you already connected the dots to see how this works or how this happened. But all the same, them letting Candace Owens go, I think is the best decision for them. She would do just fine being on her own or being independent, however way she takes, or however route she chooses, she will do just fine. She's an incredible journalist and a commentator, and lots of people love her, especially with the kind of information she shares. Let me know what you think about this. I'm sure tons of people will have interesting things to share. I really love your honest contribution. You can share all the useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.